Welcome back to my YouTube channel. First off, excuse the kind of mess that's going on here on my herb. This is kind of my nighttime, little attire. So forgive me if I don't look the most presentable, but wanted to do this review for you guys. I actually made this review already, but I wanted to redo it just because I feel like the first one was a little bit more, it was just kind of rushed. I just wanted to get the video out. So I felt like I would rather redo it and do it very intentional and talk about this glove again, because I do love this glove. And I had a lot of things to say in the first one, but I just have some points that I feel could be better covered, but also like actually have some good lighting this time. Because if you saw my the review was only up for like 2 days. The lighting was just bad because in my bedroom the lighting is not great. It's yellow, it's dark, so you couldn't really see everything that I was trying to point out here. But okay, enough messing with my glasses. Let's get right into it. All right, so today we are going to be reviewing the Rival Guerrero RFX sparring glove, okay? We're reviewing the SFH version in a 16 ounce, okay? So I got the white colorway right here, as you can see, classic color. I believe this was my first white glove too, so fantastic color. I was really happy to get this just because it's a clean color. I'm sure you already see the scuffs right here, which I'm gonna get into in a second. That was my left glove. This is the right glove right here. Punch surface and the thumb, again, a little peeled. So stay tuned for that because I'm gonna cover that here in a second. But yeah, fantastic glove right out the gates. I'm just gonna be honest and say that I love this glove, I really do, but I have a lot of things to say that I do not like about this glove. But right now I'd say it might be my favorite glove, just because I got 2 new gloves actually that I haven't posted or reviewed, because I really want to make sure I use them to be able to give a fully honest opinion on what I think and whatnot. But okay, let's get right into it. So let's go over the fit of the glove. We're going to start with the fit. We're going to start with the design. We're going to go ahead and start with the performance, and then we're just going to end off with, is it worth it? So fit, design, what you can use it for, performance, and then is it worth it? Okay, so we're just going to cover those 4 points right there. So the fit of this glove, okay, this is a 16 ounce glove. I don't have pretty big hands. I have a monster can here just so you can kind of see the size. So, it's about as tall as a monster can. So not really too tall. It's not super wide either, right? You can see it's almost as wide as a monster can if I open up my fingers and everything, right? So it's not a super big hand. So in a 16 ounce, this glove actually fits kind of nice, to be honest. It's a little wide, but I feel like that's been a thing for all of my gloves. It's always wide, right? My hand never fits perfect in terms of width, but in terms of length and everything, this glove actually fits my hand pretty well, right? So I usually sit my hand in the middle. So right here where I'm pressing down, my hand is not there. So you can kind of get an idea of just how much room is in the glove. And I'd say about like right here, right, is where the glove ends. So again, not a lot, it's very wide. But in terms of fit, like up top to bottom, in terms of length, this fits really nice. The bottom of my hand starts right here, right at the wrist actually. And then my knuckles are right here, right? So all of this is the padding, but it sits in a really good spot, and I'll tell you why, okay? Obviously you can't really see it too much because of how much I've used this glove, so it's a little puffed up. But it does, when it's brand new, the glove has the traditional angle that Rival likes to use with their gloves, where your front 2 knuckles are pronounced a little bit more, so that when you're turning over your punches, you're punching with the proper knuckles, right? As you can see, my knuckles are pretty red, and every time I use these gloves, it's pretty easy to really turn over those punches and make sure you're hitting with what you want to be hitting with, right? You don't really want to be hitting with these over here. Of course, you're gonna hit with those, but you shouldn't be hitting the bag like primarily with your pinky knuckles and stuff like that. You should be hitting with those front 2 knuckles, and the rest will follow. So yeah, in terms of the length of the glove, this is pretty freaking neat for me, to be honest. When the glove is laced up, it sits pretty secure around the wrist. So this is already a lot better than the Rival RS100, which is a synthetic leather glove. And if you watched my video on that, you'll know that one of my complaints was that it was too big in the cuff department for me. But that's just a personal thing, right? Like a standard person, standard size wrist and everything, that'll fit pretty well. But as you can see here, like I can wrap my fingers around my wrist. I don't really have a big wrist. So yeah, this fits a lot more comfortable than that, okay? I know they just came out with an RS100 16-ounce small, which is it's still a 16-ounce glove, but now they just made the RS100 smaller. So I've tried that one on, and that fits perfect. I wish I got that one, but it wasn't a thing when I got my glove. But it's okay. I mean, it's still a good glove. I'm still very happy with it. But yeah, back to this glove. The fit is pretty comfortable. The lining in the inside, I'd say, and forgive me if my terms aren't proper, like if I say lining and it's actually something else, I'm usually referring to the inside, right? If I say lining, it's very, very comfortable. I will say, if you're punching the bag without hand wraps, you're probably going to scratch up your knuckles in this. So I definitely wouldn't do that. Not that you should, but you know, sometimes, let's be honest, I think we've all had at least a session or two where we don't feel like wrapping up and we just put our hands in the gloves and stuff like that. So just be careful, because you know, it will move. The glove will move, right? I'm not moving my wrist at all. This is literally just me twisting the glove. The glove will move inside, and you can possibly scratch up your knuckles pretty bad if you're not using hand wraps and stuff like that. And we all know how that can be annoying, because then it kind of forces you to take time away from training, right? To let that heal and everything. So definitely just wear hand wraps. I'd say just pop them on, man. It takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you can save yourself that problem, okay? When this glove is brand new, it is a little stiff, especially in the punch surface, just all around here. It's very stiff, right? So it's a little harder to open up the glove to, like, you know, parry a shot, or if you like, you know, opening your gloves against your head. This is something I like to do. I like to open my glove against my head like this. It's a little harder to do that when the glove is new, because obviously it's a little more stiff, okay? So if I had to give the fit on a scale of 1 to 10, it's not the most perfectly fitted glove that I'd tried. When it's brand new, I would say it's a little uncomfortable, so I would give it like a 7, right? Because it's very, you know, your hands are very like this. It's new, it's stiff, right? But once you break it in and everything, and everything expands inside, I'd give it like a solid 8. You know, not the most comfortable glove, but it's very comfortable. I love, like, after not putting this glove on for a while, I put it back on and I'm like, I see why I love this glove so much. Because it's comfortable. It's not the best, it's not the most luxury, it's not the most fancy or fancy technology that they use inside their gloves and everything, but it's just a comfortable glove, okay? If you've ever tried on a Rival glove, you know that first feeling when you put it on. It's not like crappy lining and everything that they use. It's actually very good, and you're just like, man, this is a really good pair of gloves, okay? So that's the feeling you're gonna get with this. Last thing, I won't really, you know, consider this another point. I'm just going to throw it in with the fit of the glove. The laces, when you tie up the laces, like I said, it sits around the wrist, because they use their angled lace track that most Rival gloves use to some degree. It's I forgot what the RS1, the name of it, I forgot the name. Cross lace system, something like that, I forgot. That one's a little different. They have you like do the laces like that. It's pretty cool. But this glove just has the traditional laces around the wrist, and it fits really, really nice once it's secure on there. So I actually really like that a lot about this glove. Okay, now going on to I just messed it up. Fit, build, quality, right? Design. That's the next thing we're going to cover, and that's where I probably would have to deduct this glove a ton of points, okay? So the SFH version specifically, I have not had this issue with the HDEF version of this glove, because if you did not know, the RFX Guerrero line, at least the training gloves, comes in 2 different versions, right? There's technically 3, but I'll describe the third in a second. It comes with 2. The SFH, which essentially means it has a layer of quilted horsehair in the padding, right? So there's horsehair in the glove. That's why if you look, it's a very soft glove. I would consider this more of a puncher's glove, although it looks very padded. If you look at it from the side, it looks like it's a very padded glove. But once you're hitting the bag, trust me, you can feel your knuckles on this, even with like knuckle guards and stuff like that. So this will definitely go into the puncher's glove category, okay? The first layer, to be honest, I don't really like. And if you have a pair of gloves of these, you can kind of try them on to see exactly what I'm talking about. But it's a very hard material, so like it feels like you're punching a brick wall at first, that first layer. But afterwards, you know, once you start to, essentially the feedback of the punch feels good, but the first initial impact of the glove, especially if you punch wrong, it just feels a little odd, especially when you're not, you know, hitting the bag. If you're just kind of doing this, that first little like impact just feels odd. I don't know how to really describe it, but if I had to describe how it felt after that, like the kind of feedback that you get on the bag, it feels great, because then you get to know if you're actually punching with your proper knuckles or if you're hitting with your knocking knuckles, okay? A lot of people, especially with their hooks, they'll punch like this, right? And they'll hit with their knocking knuckles, right? So if you do that in this glove, you're gonna feel it, okay? And it's not gonna feel good. So you really gotta make sure you're turning over that punch and hitting with these knuckles here, okay? So that's what this glove is gonna teach you, if your punching form is great or not, okay? So yeah, getting into the design, man, it's such a clean looking glove. Ignore this, right? Imagine this wasn't here. Imagine this was brand new and all white and everything. I've had this for about, stop, Tank. Sorry, my mom's dog is like biting my ankle. I've had this, Tank, stop. I've had this glove for about 3.5 months now, 4 months, and you're probably thinking to yourself, dude, you must mistreat your gloves for them to be this messed up only 3 months after having them, okay? So before I get into the design and like everything I have to say, I'm just gonna like let you see the glove. Okay, this is the left hand. This is the front. This is the finger area. Okay, laces. All right, I don't know if you can really see it in this lighting, but I'm gonna try. No, you won't be able to see too much. Okay, this is the back of the glove. This is the wrist cuff, right? Back of the palm. Okay, and then the punch surface, finally. Okay, and then obviously the fingers right here. All right, so you're probably wondering, you already want to know what the heck happened here, okay? Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. This happened on the first time I used these gloves, okay? First time, all right? Same thing with this. You can kind of see it, like not really in this video, but if you saw the glove in person, you'd kind of be able to see what I'm talking. Like you can kind of see it in the video. It has like little speckles, like little paint chips, like kind of coming off in this area, right by the front two knuckles. Man, their quality control, at least for this glove, is not great, okay? They use a very thin layer of paint, very thin layer of leather, whatever it is they use on the outer shell for the horsehair version is really, really bad when it comes to peeling. Again, the side of the glove, like, yeah, I forgot to show you this right here. It's peeling and everything. And like I said, this happened on the very first time I used the glove. Like not after the trainings, like quite literally, I put the glove on. I did like a little 5-minute warm up on the bag, right? And then I started sparring, and then I take the glove off when I'm finished sparring. It was like 20 minutes of sparring. It was all this just gone. Not on just one glove, but like both. And I was like, bro, I was very disappointed because, you know, I was super excited for these gloves. I waited for them for a very long time. Anyways, enough of the sob story. You get the point, right? The thin layer of paint, again, I'm not too sure with the terminology, so forgive me. Whatever they use on the outer layer is very, very fragile, at least on the horsehair version of the glove, okay? I'm trying to see if, because I know it's also peeled somewhere else. I showed you the finger compartment already. I believe it's on this other, oh no, it's right here. Well, it's actually on both, right? You can see on this right here, already starting to kind of chip. Same thing here, right? So you kind of get the idea that oh yeah, here it is. Look, you can, yeah, very visible on the camera. right? So the actual glove is fine. Like everything about the glove is perfectly fine, but it's just the paint chips that kind of suck, you know, especially if you like to take care of your gloves and everything. I don't even know how this happened. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like what? That's in the inner thumb. Again, I've had these gloves not for a very long time. Every time I train, I take them off, I open them up, I deodorize them. I don't put them in the sun, like for them to crack. I take very good care of these gloves, and they still look like this, right? So they look freaking great, fresh out of the package. They're freaking awesome, sexy looking glove and everything. But man, the quality control on these is not great because they peel so easy. I am not certain if this happens with the black and blue colorways. I have not seen this happen on the black and blue colorways. For the white colorway, it is going to peel unless they have made something different from the time I made this glove. I got this glove. This is the newest batch of gloves, okay? And they're actually very different from the old ones, and I'll touch on that in just a second, okay? So this is the newest batch. So this is happening with the new batch. If they remake it and have another manufacturer, I know they just switched their manufacturing from, you know, China to Pakistan. So if they have made a new glove, or sorry, if they have new manufacturers, who knows if this will still be a thing. But you know, no hate to Rival. I make the joke with my friends. I'm like, man, I hate Rival. No, I love this glove. I love the way it looks. I hate that it like peels and stuff like that. But I know they're probably aware of that and trying to, you know, get that fixed and whatnot. But yeah, that's the only. All right, the video got cut off there because I ran out of storage, so I just had to delete some videos. But yeah, like I was saying, design overall freaking awesome. Like especially when you have them on and everything. The white colorway looks so nice. It's very crisp, very clean and everything like that. But obviously the paint chipping, and if you're sparring somebody that has a different colored glove, like a red or a blue, expect your glove to, you know, like you can see here, the lighting doesn't really show you too much, but my laces are a little pink. The palm area, dude, is a little pink too, just because I was sparring somebody with red gloves. Ironically, the same glove in red, SFH and everything. The glove was all peeled up same way, and like you can really notice it here. Up here, it's like pinkish, reddish, right, from just pairing the punches and everything. So yeah, the outer layer really isn't great on this glove in terms of just keeping it. I can only imagine what it's going to look like in a year, to be honest. It's just all of this is probably going to be gone. But the fit, everything like that, good. So design, I would give this a solid 10 out of 10. Nah, I'm gonna be very honest. I'd say I love the way it looks, but I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10 when it's brand new, and then when it's worn a little bit. Again, SFH version specifically, I would give it like a 6 because it looks cool, but nobody likes a peeled glove. You know, maybe when I hang them up and everything and like it's time to let these rest, then yeah, cool. You put in the miles and the reps on them, you know. In terms of performance, which is going to be the next category that we're getting into, is what can you use them for? Bag work, mitt work, sparring. I use these for everything, to be honest. It says it's a sparring glove, but let's be honest, there's only a couple people in the earth that have a specific pair that they never use on the bag and stuff like that, and it's usually a very expensive pair of gloves. Like Winning or something like that. But if it were me, I use my gloves for everything. If I'm paying $260, $300, $700, whatever for a glove, I'm using it for everything. I'm not keeping one pair only for sparring. I think you should do as I say, not as I do. I just like, you know, for example, this glove, I like how it looks on the bag. Like it just looks cool, you know, using this glove on the back. So I use it for the back. And let's be honest, you know, I think every glove can be used on the bag, but not every glove can be used for sparring, okay? There's a big difference there. So I use this for everything. On the bag feels great, like I said, gives you a lot of feedback. You're gonna know exactly what knuckles you're hitting with and if you should adjust your punch form or anything like that. So that's fantastic. In terms of sparring, it's very protective because it's a little bit of a bigger glove, right? So if you don't like bigger gloves, I think you might wanna stay away from this because you can, you know, kind of defend your whole face, you can defend the side of your head. It's a cool looking glove and everything. It is bigger, so if you like to, you know, maybe punch right down the middle, you're probably going to have a hard time getting it through because it's a little bigger. But if you don't really care about that stuff, if you just like a glove that, you know, kind of fits your hand, looks cool when you're sparring, then this is a very good glove to go with, and I think you're going to like it a lot, okay? it is made for sparring. So if that doesn't tell you enough, like, yes, you can spar in these gloves and you'll be fine. The horsehair version is going to pack a little bit more of a punch, just because it's not going to be, your knuckles will penetrate through the glove a little bit more compared to the HDE version. I do have that glove. A review will come a little bit later after I've used it a couple more months and feel more comfortable talking about it. But yeah, performance of this glove, I have nothing bad to say, honestly, nothing. Feels great, a little stiff to break in at first, but that is just most gloves. Once you break it in, feedback feels amazing on the bag. When you're sparring, it's super satisfying to hit a punch in these. When you're defending, it feels really good. You don't like hurt your wrist or anything like that. I've never hurt my wrist in this glove. So yeah, honestly, performance feels great. I'm trying to think of any questions that you guys may have, and I kind of want to answer ahead of time. Can't really think of anything right now, but I guess if you guys have any questions about the performance, just let me know down below. I know somebody's probably going to ask about the horsehair padding. How long does it take to, soften up a little bit? I'd say probably after a week and a half, it'll be a little soft, right? So you can just use the glove, break it in a little bit, and then you'll feel fine. It is a little hard now, like I said. I read somewhere that horsehair like hardens up or something like that. I'm not too certain. I don't want to, talk about something that I don't understand. What I do know is that the glove softens up a lot after you use it, okay? So use the glove, make sure, you stay consistent with it, and then it will feel a lot more comfortable, I'm certain. Okay, finally, to end off this video, is this glove worth it? Okay, so the glove retails for $259. Let's go ahead and add $10 shipping, $269. Let's go ahead and add tax depending on where you're at. Let's just be generous and just say $15 tax. So you're paying $275 for this glove, right? If I did the math right, $285. Okay. Is it worth $285? If you want my honest opinion, I would say no. And the only reason why is this. If this glove, the SFH version here, okay? So don't take this as like a end all be all, it's not worth it. If they fix this, I think this glove is probably one of the best gloves I've ever had. Just because I think, again, and I'm sure some of you may agree, some of you would disagree. If you're very like, I don't care what they look like, just give me, how do they feel? Dude, you're gonna love this glove, to be honest. It feels really good, super comfortable. Enough said. So I think in that case, I would say it's worth it. Maybe, to be honest, I think this glove is worth like $230. But then again, every glove right now is freaking inflated. So that's just my opinion, you know what I mean? But if we're considering the fact that everything is inflated right now, $285 after tax and shipping sounds about right. So I think you'll really enjoy this glove, okay? And if we had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, this glove, I remember I gave Guerrero Reyes like a 9, but I ended up adjusting it to a, I believe it was like a 8 or 8.5. And RS100s, I gave a solid 8.5. I think the more gloves I use, the more everything is gonna have to be adjusted. So considering all the gloves I've used right now, I'm gonna have to go ahead and update those numbers as well. So if we're saying like everybody thinks winning is a 10 out of 10, I actually have a review coming on those soon, so stay tuned. Everybody thinks winning is a 10 out of 10. So if we're just basing it off of that, okay, I would give this glove an 8, okay? 8 to 8.5 max. I would not give this glove a 9. I would not give this glove a 10. 8 to 8.5 max. Guerrero Reyes, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. No, I'm not. I think most people kind of understand that now, that it's a fantastic glove, but it's not the best. I would give Guerrero Reyes a solid 7.5. You get this glove, you're gonna love it. There's no doubt about it. You can't go wrong. If you don't know what else to get a Guerrero Reyes. You don't have to question if it's going to be worth it. It's 1,000% worth it. That's what I see as a 7.5. The rival RS100, I'm going to go ahead and give that a 6.5 to 7. I'm not going to overinflate the value of it. Again, if we're comparing it to something like winning, I love that glove. I love how it feels, but I don't find myself going back and reaching for it to train and stuff like that. It looks cooler than it actually feels and stuff like that. So. And I just said stuff like that 3 times in a row, so forgive me, guys. But yeah, and again, just keep in mind, these are all my ratings. This is just what I think. Doesn't mean this is the actual truth or anything like that. It's just what I think. So yeah, this glove 8 to 8.5 max. Fantastic glove. I think people will have mixed opinions on it. As for myself, I prefer this over my Coleto Reyes. I have a little more fun with it. It looks cooler in my opinion, especially the white, right? It just sits a little more comfortable on the hand. You can open up a little bit more. So I like this glove a little bit more, but that's just my opinion. So is this glove worth it? I think considering prices are inflated and everything right now, I think it depends. I would give this glove I'm leaning more towards yes than no, but I'd say I'm at like a 70-30, like 70%. If you ask me 7 out of 10 times, I would say it's worth it. And then if you ask me, you know, the other 3 times, I'd say, yeah, you could probably find something else for the same price. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question on this glove. I'm gonna end off by just doing a little, you know, right? So you can kind of see what the glove looks like. Okay, again, this is like 3 months of taking care of it and everything. Thumb peeled off and everything. Paint peeling, right? If you want to see what it looks like when it's actually on somebody, this is what it looks like. This is the white, right? Put up a little high guard. If you want to do a little shell, right? You want to throw a jab, 2, 3, uppercut, 2, uppercut. It's a cool looking glove. I think everybody will be happy with how it looks, just not the peeling, okay? So pretty much all I have to say about this glove, much more detailed than my first review on this. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you could give me your opinions and just drop a like if you liked it. And if not, go ahead and leave a dislike. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm not too sure which glove I'm gonna do next. It's either gonna be the HDE version of this glove, okay? Or it's going to be the Everlast MX2s, okay? But we will see, okay? For now, have a great evening, have a great morning wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ant, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.